What's up guys, it's Trevor here, and in this week's video we're going to talk about what is the best business to start. And I'm not going to say a year because this video is meant to be evergreen, meaning that if you are watching in 2030, 2040, I still believe this is going to be the best business to start in that specific year. Now, I'm recording in 2022, obviously towards the end of the year, and towards this end of the year, usually sales are a lot higher than the rest of the year depending on what industry you're in. But this business model that I'm going to talk about in this video is going to be my number one recommendation if you are trying to be financially free, living a financially minimalistic life, meaning that you do not have to depend on a normal 9-to-5 job. And this business will cover your monthly expenses and have more than enough to splurge basically on anything that you would like, and you have the ability to grow as high and as large of a company as you possibly want. And I'm just going to say it right now, that business model and that business is going to be e-commerce. Now, if you have never heard of what e-commerce is, this is basically online transactions, selling products and digital services online. Now, the type of e-commerce that we're going to talk about specifically is going to be products. Now, products like a cell phone, this microphone, this monitor are just anything that you can ship via, the post office, UPS, FedEx, and even freight carriers like trucks and all that. But why e-commerce? So e-commerce is a growing industry, number one. This is an industry where every year we are seeing year over year growth. And in 2020 especially, we saw a massive growth. And obviously you want to base a business on where it's growing and not declining. And also a business that is just not trend dependent, meaning that you can have a good 10 to 20 years where the business is just rocketing up because of popularity, but then after that X amount of years, it starts to die down and the popularity declines. With e-commerce, this is not true. I can only see, based on analytics and data, that this business alone is only going to keep growing year after year, because shopping online is considered e-commerce, and that is basically what e-commerce is. Do you think we're going to go back in time where we have to buy everything in store? People are more and more lazy. This is why companies like Uber exists, DoorDash, Grubhub, and all those other companies, is because people don't want to leave their homes. They're lazy, more and more lazy. They want the convenience. And I don't bother them because it is very nice to buy something via Amazon and get it shipped right to your home, probably most of the time the next day or even the same day by Amazon Prime, because it's just so convenient, and you pay a small fee every single month to get that convenience. So a lot of people are invested in that basically e-commerce lifestyle where they love to shop everything online and just have it shipped right to their door without having to leave the home. So with e-commerce growing year after year, this is good for us because we can capitalize on this business knowing that it is not going to decline, and the market share is only going to increase as more and more people adopt shopping online, and more people are just open to the idea of where you can buy essentially everything online. You can buy cars online now. Tesla.com, Carvana, which is a marketplace where you can just buy cars online. So the ticket price, like the price of the product, can literally go up to whatever cars are on Carvana, probably Lamborghinis. You can buy Lamborghinis off Carvana, like $300,000, $500,000. Everything can be bought online now and shipped to you. If there's a reason why it's listed online in a sale price, then you don't need to think about how it's going to get to you. There's going to be a way that someone else already figured out. So with e-commerce, the business model that I specifically talked about in this video and why it's probably the best out of all the other businesses is because e-commerce does not require a large startup capital, meaning that someone with a few $1,000s, $3,000 to $5,000, which is relatively small in terms of starting a company, can use that capital amount and start an entire website, a retail website online. And the business model that we're going to talk about is where we are working with US brands and distributors to have their items listed on our website. We're going to act like a retail store. So something like Home Depot, Lowe's, Wayfair, Hayneedle, and House, all these big, large retail websites, we're going to be building our own company this way. Now, it may take many, many years to get to that stage, but it is definitely possible. The business model we're following and that I recommend is something that can be, if you want to go for that high exit, which $100 billion company like Wayfair, you can definitely get there over time. You can reinvest the capital. It requires lots of time, lots of energy, and if you want to get to that stage, it is definitely possible with e-commerce. Jeff Bezos, I don't know what his net worth is at this moment exactly, is at least on the top 10 richest people in the world, and his business sector is e-commerce, which is Amazon. Now, obviously with e-commerce, they have Amazon Cloud, they have Amazon Web Services, photos, movies, Kindle, t-shirt section. There's so many sectors of Amazon that's kind of hard to keep track of. They have Amazon Prime, obviously. It's just not a single or a singular online shopping platform anymore, because Amazon is branching off and they're just expanding. But Jeff Bezos built the foundation, which is Amazon.com today, which is a shopping retail store. Everything added onto it is just going to boost the profits, and then obviously going to lower the risk because they're not just relying on just one website. But with that being said, Amazon.com is a large website that Jeff Bezos built, obviously, but that doesn't mean you can't build something similar in a specific niche that you can dominate in. If you want to start a store, an online retail store in a niche that you're passionate about, let's say just paddle boards because you like, doing whatever water activities there are nowadays, and you build an online presence, selling those brands that are in that industry, you can essentially become a dominant store in that industry and be just the well-known brand. People will come to you knowing that you have all these other brands, and eventually you can eventually come out with your own type of products, co-branded by your website name or your brand name. So this is why e-commerce is such a great business model, because it's always evolving. There's so many sectors to it, and if you get into this e-commerce space, you have to learn a lot of things. There is video editing, photo editing, there is paid advertisement, and all these skills that you learn in this is going to be applicable if you want to start another business. The most important one and my favorite one of all the other skills in e-commerce is going to be paid advertisement, meaning running digital ads on platforms like Facebook, Google, TikTok, and the whole other big tech giant platforms there are out there. Because another great business model, which is starting an agency, is going to be based on selling type of services, and the most popular services are going to be paid advertisements, because it's such a hard skill to really get well at, that a lot of companies are looking for those services that they can pay monthly to. And if you are in the e-commerce space and if you want to pivot at some point and you've learned digital ads and paid advertisement, then you can absolutely use those skills and launch that agency on the side. And because of the agency on the side, you have a second business that if things go haywire, you have the agency, which is going to be a great, very lean business that you can grow and grow. And there's so many other agencies that are offering paid ad services that are multi-billion-dollar companies. So it's not going to be saturated or anything. These businesses will never be. It is just the higher and higher you go up in the ladder of how much effort you're putting into your online presence, your e-commerce website or store, and doing things different from everyone else at the bottom, then you'll soon realize that there's actually not that much competition, and you're only going to be competing with the big tech companies that already spent many billions of dollars in many years developing and getting to that point. So I hope you guys found some value in this video and took away what I basically talked about in this video, which is why e-commerce is such a great business model, and why if I were to start from zero and were to pick an industry to start my business in, it would 100% be e-commerce. It just, after everything I've learned, this is such a great space, and so much opportunity, and just a space that is not showing any signs of slowing down, which I recommend is a good industry to be involved in for the next 50, 100, 200 plus years. So hope you guys found some value in this video. If you did, make sure you click that like button and subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.